Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined here by Vovan de Guzman, Volodymyr Matushenko over here, my companion for this commentatorship for Moscow against Istanbul. So far we've seen, if you missed it, we're just gonna have a small recap or outline. Moscow is in commanding lead, of course. So those for cheering for Moscow, you can just sit and relax on the couch. You are in the finals already, and we're standing at 4-0 lead. Then we have Chaos Cossacks with the recent win are also going to the finals since they're at second place right now with 3-2 wins with plus and minus 7-4. Then we have PSI Panthers, ISL, Lynx Istanbul, and Vilnius. ISL and PSI are going to play for third and fourth, and Istanbul and Vilnius are going to play for fifth and sixth, I believe.
Well, here is the thing, Dima. From what I've seen, Moscow has managed to survive in the summer. The Penguins have managed to get 4 wins, 8 sets. They're undefeated. So the finals are going to be very interesting because, well, they're about to face the most comeback of the year, so to say.
Indeed.
Kazakhs team.
KS Cossacks have turned the tables, beginning the tournament with disappointing 0-2 and turning around the tables and showing up in the finals with 3-2 wins and losses. Tremendous game from the KS Cossacks.
Yes, certainly. So here, from what I've seen, Moscow's main stars, like number 10, who else would you think would be the key players?
With the Moscow, of course, leadership comes from number 10, but I think it's also always team effort, and that's exactly why they're in the lead with 4 wins. The whole team shows up, the whole team contributes. They have a couple great spikers. They have backline covered all the time, as well as on serves. They're always active.
Certainly, certainly.
Here we have Moscow going up against Istanbul. Not sure if this is exactly a fair matchup, as Moscow is a commanding lead, but Moscow could be a little bit relaxed. They could play their bench players since, man, they have nothing to worry about. They're already in the finals. Even if they do get a loss over here, they're still in commanding lead.
Yeah, but you know, I'm certain that they want to achieve a perfect record, maybe break the record books of any Ceesa volleyball tournaments.
Well, I believe that is actually worth mentioning.
Yes.
We have 2 undefeated teams. I believe in Sofia, middle school boys volleyball and middle school girls volleyball, who I've heard just started up. They are undefeated. They're headed to the finals. Both teams are playing their hearts out. And I would say we can see the symmetrical situation in Kiev
Yes.
itself with the KS Cossacks. Maybe they're not undefeated, but they're playing as warriors nevertheless.
Yes, now that you mentioned the Warriors, actually, they would be a pretty good comparison to the Moscow, the Golden State Warriors, perhaps, with their undefeated record, with their strong regular season and playoff season record. So perhaps even Moscow will be undefeated in the whole playoff picture.
I don't want to disclose any information. I don't want to throw shit or anything like that. But I've heard, maybe that is not confirmed yet, but I've heard, despite Moscow being LGBT, they do include some varsity players. That being number 10, for example, and I believe number 5.
Well, that is big news, actually.
But I mean, they have, of course, most certainly they have more JV players, And that's understandable since most of the varsity players are probably engaged with their exams, AP and IB.
Well, still, tampering is a very unwise thing to do in this tournament, but they have played well. I think the most important thing for them is to stay focused, to continue their teamwork schemes and all of that pretty much for the rest of the tournament.
I want to tell you guys something. We'll write it on that, okay? Yeah, but
Everybody is in the finals for KAS Cossacks over here at the moment. Middle school girls, middle school boys, high school girls, and men. I mean, huh, I don't know. Considering high school, not sure about middle school, but considering high school, this might be the only time the KAS Cossacks will get the first place in some sports. Of course, the football boys came in close at second with not more so disappointing, but upset because KAS Cossacks have heard were tremendous during their football season and we're looking to be first place. We have Moscow Penguins over here and Istanbul Dolphins ready to bring up some serves, I believe. Yeah?
Certainly. Going back to your topic of how great both middle school and high school teams have been throughout this year, I think this is all due to the successful and great amount of work that Mr. Curry, our sports director, sports athletic director, did. This is his last year, and this is perhaps his most successful year in KAS.
We have a couple players that are going to leave high school. Once again, it's worth mentioning Elizabeth Morrow and Kate Paul, who were tremendous during their last couple games, and they were the leaders, not only on team leaders, but I believe even in points. But of course, for KAS Cossacks, it's the whole team that shows up, the whole team that contributes. As we've seen, as the same situation with Moscow Penguins, the whole team shows up. What are your expectations for this game, Bobo?
Well, my expectations is that we will see great competition. Although, of course, Moscow has the bigger odds of winning the game, but I believe that the Istanbul Dolphins can swim out of this difficult, I would say, I don't know, like, would you say?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I agree. Dolphins are deep down there when it comes to standings. They made a dive, but who knows? I'm pretty sure Moscow is a little bit more relaxed right now, Moscow Penguins. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be competing at a high level. And as we've seen, the Istanbul Dolphins played against the KAS Cossacks today. They fought hard. They tried to come back, but it was the KAS Cossacks are too much to overcome.
Yes, well, pretty much to summarize this up, the Dolphins are in the ocean and the Penguins are on the ice.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And as we see here, both teams are talking through their strategies possibly. As Moscow is ready to shake hands with Dolphins. Always, guys, always remember, sportsmanship comes first. It doesn't matter whether you lose or win. Sportsmanship is always the priority. as we see.
A little correction: the middle school girls and boys are in Vienna currently, not
Oh.
in Sofia.
Indeed, sorry, my bad. They are in Vienna. Well, what was
It's you and me, just fix it. Nicked it the same way.
favorites to win the championship?
Certainly, certainly.
As we see, both teams are ready to rumble. Penguins against Dolphins.
For the Dolphins, I have noticed that their libero is, I think, on the bench, which is kind of unusual because usually professional volleyball teams start their best defensive player right away.
Yeah, of course. But I mean,
Oh,
it's still
never
the
mind, never mind. There she is, number 24.
Yep. Well, what can I say?
Oh, Moscow was caught sweeping there.
Yeah, indeed they did. Surprising start for Moscow Penguins, and maybe it's what I told you. Maybe they are relaxed. As we see number 5.
And striking
Ooh,
right back.
Strike.
Spiking and striking.
Number 5 I've seen and number 10 are probably are without a doubt the two best spikers on the Moscow team, and
what a
might
serve!
be
What a serve!
yeah,
Crushing
might be
defense.
the best, one of the best. Of course, we have Elizabeth Morrow and Kate Paul,
Of course,
Okadeke, Skozeks, and number 10 and 8 from Riga Lynx showing up as well. But they're definitely number 10 and number 8 are
And another
one of the leaders
crushing
considering spike. As the Dolphins, I believe the scoreboard is
Yeah, for
showing
some,
a little
I
bit
don't-
incorrect information
I
over
think
there.
there's a mistake
I
on
think
the
this is a
scoring tape.
3-1 lead for the Penguins.
Yes, there's a mistake on the scoring table. I think for the scoring table. So right now, Penguins are trying to mount a comeback, but excellent defense by the Penguins. Well, that was what she had to do. Unfortunately, her effort was not enough on that return. And right now, the serve for the Dolphins. As the Penguins set it up for a spike. Well defended and bumped right back. Another spike. And it slashes through the net and pierces the defensive scheme of the Penguins. The ocean waves are rising up. As another serve
As
for
the
the Penguins.
difficulty will
Well
be
defended and
fixed
returned.
by our media team leader, Mr. Hume.
And again,
5-2. Yep, they just
the Penguins
fixed it.
have a lead.
They just fixed it. 5-2. Wow. I mean, underhand serve. Ooh. Ooh. Unusual for number 5, who's a good server.
Yes, certainly unusual. I think the past 2 or 3 serves were successful for them, and immediately the Penguins. Well, the Penguins were trying to counter-attack, but in the end, the Dolphins managed to do what the Penguins originally wanted. And if
we
the
are
Dolphins secure, they're trying for a tie here.
Hard punch for Moscow Penguins. Ooh, nice save by
control.
Istanbul Dolphins. As number 8, I believe, will go for.
Wow!
Ooh.
Wow!
Well, that was very surprising for me. As number 4 went for that vertical jump. I believe number 1 has height advantage, but number 4 has just proven to us that heart is over height as she pounds down the ball for them.
And with that, the serve is successful.
Yep, and it's 7-4. I mean, It's still not that big of a lead, but Moscow Penguins already showing signs of great energy as there's
Me, oh
another
my,
one.
what a serve.
Yep. And number 6, I believe, will serve another one with her heart-pounding serve. Another one. Ooh, that goes way
There
up.
goes.
Maybe perhaps for what they wanted us to spike it down there.
Perhaps the Dolphins wanted to play volleyball on the moon.
Indeed, that was way up there.
Oh.
As the Moscow Penguins.
The
missed
Moscow
their serve.
Penguins were watching the Moscow Knights on that serve.
Indeed. And as we see, number 7 serving for Istanbul Dolphins. Number 11 will tip it in.
Oh,
Finds the opening. And I mean, whoa, my most favorite thing is the fact that I've seen a lot of Ceesas where some players show up, some players are playing tremendously, because simply they're better. But with those teams in lead, like KS Cossacks, Moscow Penguins, and Riga Lynx, everybody's showing up. Every single player on the team is out there contributing.
yes, indeed. And right now we just had an exchange of bumps and sets and spikes, but Moscow have secured a point. Another exchange, a setup for another set.
That's what I'm talking about. The giant from Istanbul Dolphins, the tallest of them all, pounds down the ball. Number 11 is going to receive. Number 9, great set for number 10. Number 10. Ooh! I mean,
It's a point. It appears
it appears to be out.
there's a point for
Ooh,
the
hard call.
Dolphins.
Hard call by the ref. I believe that is
Oh.
not true. And I mean, the ball don't lie.
Yeah,
The ball
yeah,
don't lie.
yeah.
Istanbul, knowing that they're going up against the first team in the seed, the guys who are
Oh, what a
perfect
return.
in this
Oh.
tournament. I really like the energy that they still bring. They're still fighting. It's only a 4-point lead for the Moscow Penguins, as some of you would think would be a blowout lead, but we can see over here that that's not the case.
Indeed.
Istanbul Dolphins are really showing up out here because
Whoa,
turning the needle
that was
over
a
there
very good
from
serve.
number 1. Oh, number
And
10.
the
I
return
mean,
spike,
yeah, number 10. I mean,
and the Penguins keep on preying on the Dolphins in the ocean.
yep. Number 10, I believe, is the captain of the varsity team.
Wow. Well, that is some tampering right there.
I mean, you can really see that she is definitely with some experience as she rattles down another one.
Another one.
15-8. They're extending their lead. But the Istanbul Dolphins are now losing their energy. They're still cheering on their fellow teammates, and the coaches are with them. As
Yes.
that will go out of here.
The Dolphins are, as I have noticed, in a form of a hexagon. Their defensive way of, I guess you could say, defending against the serves of Moscow has proven to be a bit effective in certain situations.
Yep. And I really love seeing this kind of energy throughout this game. Like, everybody's screaming mine, especially on Istanbul team.
Whoa.
Knowing that this is the last game.
Wow.
And most certainly, I'm pretty sure Istanbul Dolphins know that they're really not looking for a win in this one, since they are going to be playing for 5th and 6th, but they are still showing that energy, still showing that warrior mentality. They're not willing to give up. They're playing their hearts out, and that's what I love to see.
Oh.
As we see, they're rattling down another point, and that's going to be 16-10, I believe. 6-point lead for the
That
Penguins.
is marvelous.
Yes, we see a substitution, number 35 for 20, and we've seen number 20 being especially energetic on defense and on offense. Don't let her size underestimate her. She's very energetic everywhere, just like certainly a similar situation we have in KS Kozaks with Darina Yazdani Far,
Oh.
who is a freshman and
Well-
has been underestimated, not underestimated, but way down
Yes.
with the fact that she's always nervous, but she showed up in those last couple games the best way she could.
And the Penguins begin to realize that the Dolphins' defense is expendable.
As we see, tremendous hustle by Istanbul
By
Dolphins.
both teams, certainly.
Ooh,
And-
a little bit short, as that will extend the lead to 18 to 10, I believe so. 8-point lead for the Penguins. Not looking too good for the Istanbul Dolphins,
Yes.
but
Another
once
one.
again, this game could be really different, and Dolphins couldn't have even reached double digits, but they are, and they are warriors. The Moscow Penguins, other hand, serve. Ooh, a small mistake by number 48 over there. Looks like
The front line in the Dolphins lineup doesn't seem to connect very well.
yeah. Some of them are flat-footed at times, but as we see,
Whoa.
good attempt for a spike, for a successful spike over there by number 7, who has been showing up considering spikes for Istanbul Dolphins, one of their best spikers. Misses just by a little bit. Number 20. Oh, and number 32.
Wow.
Misses the spike, but that still doesn't equal in disappointment in Dolphins bench, since they're just so energetic. They're always supportive, and that's what I love to see. Istanbul Dolphins might be one of my most favorite teams to watch over here because they're simply so supportive of each other. I
Yes,
believe that
yes.
they're a very young team, just like the Vilnius Iron Wolves, and that's
Oh, they're
why
very
they're
young.
going to be playing for 5th and 6th, just simply because of inexperience. But
Yeah.
they have showed up throughout this whole tournament. And man, once again, I'll mention it several times. One of my favorite teams to watch because of so much support, so much respect for each other.
Yes.
They mess up, they always are there to support each other.
Well, it seems like the Penguins of Moscow are looking more like the Penguins of Madagascar, trying to possibly find out a way to break the defense and offense of the Dolphins.
As they take a commanding lead 24 to 12. I mean, commanding lead.
Well defended on the third touch.
Ooh, and that will
Well,
be
there's
it.
nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, that would be it for the. That would be it for the first set of Penguins against Dolphins.
Certainly.
Vova, I mean, I've mentioned that the Istanbul Dolphins are not the favorite ones over here. Like, if you would want your money back when betting, you would bet, of course, on the Moscow Penguins. But I will mention, though, they are warriors. They are fighting out here. They're battling. They're giving everything they've got over here. And it seems like Moscow is in a pretty good shape. But I will say, though, some uncertain decisions from the coaches for me, as I really want to see a little bit more playing time for the bench, as this game for the Moscow Penguins doesn't really decide anything. But once again, those are coaches' decisions. I can't argue with them. They are the leaders of the team.
Yeah.
But so far, what is your opinion? I've stated my opinion. What is your opinion about the way Istanbul Dolphins are playing?
I'm seeing competitive volleyball from both sides. Of course, my bet was on the Penguins because they have more experience, as you said. They possibly, we don't know yet, have more varsity players on the team.
Yeah, well, at the end
Well,
of the day,
yeah.
KS Cossacks are a varsity team.
Oh.
Riga is a varsity team. I mean, it just comes down to the fact of specification because they've mentioned that they're a JV team. It's not like it's unfair. I'm just if you have varsity players, man.
The result is what matters the most.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I believe that they have more JV players. This is my. They might be called as the Moscow JV Penguins.
Exactly.
As we see over here, number 10. Oof, what a show she has brought onto the court. Will serve. And Will
Well,
Will miss the first one, surprisingly.
uncommon.
Yeah, well, she seems disappointed, but I mean, with the stuff that she's done throughout this tournament, she shouldn't be.
Whoa.
Nice kick, that's
Moscow
it.
bringing that Moscow football out here.
Indeed, that Ceesa mentality. Or Moskovsky Dynamo. as they
Spartak Moskva.
Of course, of course. As Penguins and Dolphins, 1-1. Number 9 will serve the ball for the Moscow Penguins. Hard serve, but will go out.
Yeah, that seemed off to me from the
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
beginning.
And,
you know?
I was really surprised that the runner up for the serve was from the side. Was a little bit angled awkwardly
Yes.
as it went to the side. Ooh, number 1. Number 1, I believe, might be their most inexperienced player.
Something-
I believe she's
Yeah.
a freshman, maybe a sophomore, but she's still showing up out here. She's playing on a high level.
Oh. Well, for a minute there, I thought that something sneaky, tricky was going on. I thought that Moscow would not be able to score another point, but you know,
Yep,
they have
they proved
proven
you
it
wrong.
again.
Yep. Number 9 will serve. Ooh.
well.
Number 7 just a little bit late over there.
Perhaps the vertical was not there.
Yep. And man, it's still tied up at 3-3. Once again, I've told you several times, Istanbul Dolphins are real warriors
Oh,
when it
whatever.
comes to playing games like these. They've played with heart against
A
KS
spike,
Cossacks.
and that ends up a successful
Yep.
delivery.
Yep. And that's what I'm talking about. As I believe Istanbul is going to bring out number 1. Both sister giants are on the court. I believe they are twins. And number 11, hard pounds. But the Istanbul Dolphins will take it and will
And
give
third
them
touch
back.
for a setup. Oh.
Ooh, nice save.
Ah.
A little bit of miscommunication between the between number 6 and number 35, I believe.
It also shows how passionate they are because everybody is diving for the ball, trying to make sure they don't score. Oh, what a recovery!
Ooh, number 10.
Oh,
hard pound.
earlier fantastic defense by the Dolphins. Unfortunately, still ends up being cancelled, sort of.
A little
Well.
bit of lack of awareness from number 7 over there as she didn't properly project the trajectory of the ball. Number 6 for the Moscow Penguins. Whoa. Ooh,
That's a
Ooh.
straight serve.
man, that was
That's a
laser.
piercer.
That was
That's a
laser.
laser.
Wow.
That laser just put a taser to the back of the
Indeed,
Dolphins.
indeed. As number 6 will. Man, one thing I've seen from number 6, she might be one of the best servers on their team because I rarely see her mess up. I think I only seen one or two serves that she didn't put as much effort into. But so far, man, her serves are scary. As that was looking to me to be going in, but that was a little bit out. Number 7 will serve underhand. More or less strong underhand serve. Number 10. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, didn't even have to jump for that one over there.
Through fierce raw power, experience,
Experience
and
indeed.
all-star caliber level, she managed to get an easy point.
Indeed, as... Ooh, nice save by number 9 over there. Oh.
Well,
That is a little bit unfortunate for the Moscow Penguins.
that was a quarterback throw.
Yeah, number 20 will serve. Ooh, nice serve by number 20 over there. Number 10, though, will give it right back to number 20 who was serving. Man, I can't blame number 20.
They're not.
They're
not ready.
The serves from number 10, were nothing more, just so much power. So much power when it comes to spikes. Moscow Penguins seem a little bit relaxed because number 6 finally showing up on that. Number 1. That's a part of the half of the sister giants over here. 1 spikes, they receive it, tried to push it back, and her sister got the spikes back from her sister with number 1 blocking number 10.
Well, number 1 just multiplied number 10 by 0. That's what happened.
Indeed. Number 1 showing that underhand serve over there. Number 10 will get back. But a little bit out.
Well, that was vengeance. The Avengers come back.
Yep, number 10 just keeps on pounding. As we see, she will serve over here. Her first serve of the second set wasn't as great, but it seems like she's going to get it back in her second serve of the set. She will serve once again. Into the net. 1 for 3 this set. I'd say a little bit relaxed, a little bit not caring for the outcome from number 10. She hasn't been her usual self, but can't blame her. Not as intense, not so much intensity going on.
Yes.
But the Dolphins, though, are showing up, showing they can still fight, only losing by 4. Number 10 will receive. Number 9 will set for number 6. Uses that opening. And that's that flat-footed number 6 who will be late to the spot.
Well, unfortunately, you cannot change that.
Yep. And you, as Malik, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it with you, Volodymyr, don't dwell on mistakes. Just move on to another thing. You can't change the present or the past, but you can write the future.
Certainly, and that's what this whole tournament gives you, the opportunity.
Indeed. Ooh.
Wow.
Yep. That's number 9 showing up, man.
Like,
I can't name a single player on the team right now, in the lineup or in general on the Moscow team, that can't serve.
Yeah,
every single one of them.
I've noticed that number 9 can do everything.
Indeed. Great at receiving. She's great at receiving. Great at setting up her teammates. As we will see the substitution. Number 35 will go off and number 55 will go in for Istanbul Dolphins. 17-9. Penguins are keep extending their lead with number 9 still serving with those heart pounding.
And it goes over the
Serves.
net with a wow.
Yep. A little bit of a mistake from the experienced number 1 on the Moscow team. But it's all right. It's not going to hurt them as much as number 6.
And another easy serve setup. Wow. So far, the Penguins have an 8-point lead, but it seems like teams are constantly and yet inconsistently exchanging points as the Penguins gain another point. Serving is number 1. Underhand serve. Well, it was well defended, and what a dive by number 10 to save it, and an extra touch, a setup, and yet again it stays, and perhaps a spike this time, and again a miscommunication for the Penguins has led to another loss in a point. 2010, and the Penguins need 4 more points, or perhaps 5 more points to take this game.
As we see a commanding lead from Moscow Penguins. Vova, I've mentioned it previously, but once again, Dolphins are in double digits, despite them losing by double digits as well. They're still fighting. They're still not disappointed in themselves. They're still keep on fighting with the Moscow Penguins. Hopefully are going to diminish the lead to single digits.
Hopefully. But to be honest, I don't want to stay here for too long. I'd like this to see this end a bit more faster, and that is why I bet on the Penguins.
Yeah, of course, I know, but for me personally, I always like the competition that I'm seeing from teams like Istanbul, the underdogs, of course. I always like the passion that they're showing, despite them losing by
And
double
it
digits,
remains
21 to
a
11.
10-point lead.
Yep. Man, I still love the passion. I still love the energy that they bring because,
You can't teach that.
yeah, a lot of teams simply give up at this point. And Penguins are going to extend their lead to 11. And we can hear the bench all over here. The Istanbul Dolphins bench are vocal. And that's what I'm talking about. Always energetic, always supporting their teammates.
Oh, almost there.
Yep. 23 to 11.
So right now, another serve by the Penguins. It's their last touch, and it goes. Oh no! It stays in. Perhaps a lack of communication or a lack of concentration on the part of the Moscow Penguins. And 11-point lead
Istanbul
for the Penguins.
are looking to diminish the lead to single digits, but
Wow.
number 10 says no. 24 to 12.
A crushing blow. And game point. I expect this to end right here, right now. And it does. It does indeed. Well, good effort from the Dolphins, certainly. But like I expected, the Penguins ended up taking this in 2 sets. Never giving up the lead. I think it always remained a double-digit lead for the Penguins in both sets, and right now they still remain with a perfect record in the regular season. Okay, and I'm going to go down soon enough to my boy Nick. Right now they'll do the interview. Ника включи. Ника включи. Ты его видишь?
How do you feel?
Tired. A little tired.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined here by
Dimitra.
Ceesa from the Moscow Penguins, who have a perfect record of 5-0, and I believe a set record of 10-0. Whoa, that's incredible. And as they beat Istanbul, I've seen, for sure, you can agree with me that number 10 is the leader of your team.
She is the best hitter we have in the team, yeah.
I've seen her leading the team, but I've seen you yourself. You were doing everything out there. You were receiving the ball. You were setting up your teammates. And really, I see you and number 10 as the primary weapons when it comes to playing your opponents.
Sure, I mean, it is a team effort. Everyone is playing, but I think that me and Annie, number 10, have a good connection, and we are able to hit and settle together. But without the rest of the team, we wouldn't be able to get this far.
Yeah, I agree. Team effort is always the most important part. Ahead of your finals game, which is going to be live, ladies and gentlemen, first and second place, KS Kozaks against Moscow. What expectations do you have for that game?
So I think that the biggest thing we should do during this final is communication. I know that it's going to be really loud in this gym since it is the home team playing. So my biggest aim for the game is just to be as loud as we can and get as far as we can. Yeah.
And if we have any viewers or anybody who's rewatching your games, do you have any message for your viewers out there in Moscow?
Thank you for supporting and just keep watching the finals as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dimitra. Ladies and gentlemen, we're
So-
gonna witness fifth and
So,
fourth.
ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded our regular season. This was the last game. Now, on the first place, we still have the Moscow Penguins, who have just won against the Dolphins, and they remain undefeated, and they remain perhaps the top dogs in this tournament so far. So, well, the playoffs are going to be interesting. That's all I can say. The Kazakhs and the Penguins will play in the finals, and we'll go back with you shortly. So stay tuned for the live stream.